All right, let's dive into a design secret that can totally change the vibe of a room: mixing materials. We're going to break down the super simple rules that designers use to get that polished, high-end look that you've probably always wanted. You know that feeling, right? You walk into a room and it just works. It feels sophisticated, it feels put together. Then you look at your own space, and even though you've got nice things, it just feels a little bit random. Well, if that sounds familiar, you're definitely not alone. And the answer is probably not what you think. And this is the secret sauce. Real luxury isn't about how much something costs. It's about making sure all the different textures and materials in your room are having a good conversation. Our brains are kind of hardwired to look for harmony, for things that make sense together. When everything in a room speaks the same design language, the whole space just feels calm, intentional, and way more expensive than it might actually be. So, how do we actually get our furniture talking to each other? Well, that's exactly what we're going to cover. We're going to walk through a simple but really powerful framework for pairing materials to create that quiet, confident luxury we're all after. Okay, so every great room needs a hero, right? A starting point, an anchor piece that the whole design is built around. And honestly, a fantastic foundation is a piece of high-quality leather. It has this natural warmth, this character, and it's so versatile that it gives everything else in the room something solid and timeless to play off of. So what does this anchor look like? Well, it could be a big statement piece like one of those classic Chesterfield sofas with the deep button tufting. Or it could be a beautiful heritage leather chair tucked into a reading nook. It could even be a really functional sofa bed. The point is, you choose one main leather piece to be the star, and you build the rest of the room around it. All right, you've got your leather anchor. Now it's time to build out that conversation. We're going to look at 3 classic, totally designer-approved pairings that just work with leather: the right kind of wood, the perfect metal accent, and a soft complementary fabric. First step is an absolute classic combo: leather and walnut. I mean, these two were just made for each other. They're both so rich and tactile and full of character. When you put them together in the right way, the room instantly feels grounded, warm, and like it's been beautifully curated over time. Now here's the trick. You're not trying to match the color of the leather and the walnut perfectly. No. You want to match their vibe, their warmth, their depth. And notice the shapes here. If you have a big statement leather sofa, you want to pair it with walnut pieces that are simple and clean-lined. It's all about balance. That's what stops the room from feeling too heavy. Next up, let's add a little bit of shine. Metal is the perfect way to contrast the softness and matte finish of leather. It brings in light and just a hint of glamour. And for warm leathers, your tans, your rich browns, your cognacs, brass is the perfect dance partner. It adds this elegant, reflective quality that never feels cold or too flashy. But how much brass is the right amount? This brings us to a really simple but super powerful designer secret: the rule of 3. Basically, to make an accent metal look intentional, like it belongs there, you need to repeat it at least 3 times somewhere in the room. And don't worry, this isn't complicated. Your 3 brass moments could be something as simple as a floor lamp, the handles on a TV console, and the frame of a mirror on the wall. See? Those little touches all work together to tie the whole room together and make the design feel really deliberate. Okay, our final pairing is all about texture. To make a strong, structured leather piece feel cozier, more inviting, you need to bring in a soft contrast. Right now, a really popular choice is bouclé. That nubby kind of teddy bear fabric. Its looped texture just adds instant depth and comfort. The strategy here is all about contrasting shapes and textures. You pair the strong, clean lines of a leather sofa with softer, more rounded shapes, like a curvy bouclé armchair. And by keeping your fabrics in a calm, neutral color palette, think ivory or stone or a warm gray, you're allowing that beautiful, rich leather to really be the star of the show. So we've got all the individual ingredients. Now let's put them together into a super simple, actionable plan. This is the formula that takes all the guesswork out of creating that cohesive, beautiful room. It's honestly this straightforward. 1. Start with your leather anchor piece. That sets the tone. 2. Commit to one main wood type, like walnut, to keep it consistent. 3. Pick one accent metal, like brass, and use that rule of 3. And finally, 4. Layer in a couple of complementary textiles in a calm palette to add that softness and depth. This simple process creates limits, and trust me, having limits is the real secret to a designer-level space. So, just by following that simple formula, you stop making random choices and you start building a deliberate conversation in your room. Your materials stop fighting with each other and they start working together. And the result? A room that feels sophisticated, welcoming, and completely intentional. Because at the end of the day, true luxury and design isn't about having the most expensive stuff. It's about creating harmony. It's about being thoughtful. Cohesion. That's the ultimate goal. So I'll leave you with this question. Take a look at your own space with this new perspective. Don't just see a bunch of furniture. See the individual materials. See the textures. What kind of conversation are they having right now? And more importantly, what conversation do you want them to start?